NVIDIA, of course, we already talked about NVIDIA, that I am actually looking for more support around this area. So I'll be looking for support here, and support did come, and we actually after hours right around the 140. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. If this is your first time, you're welcome to this channel. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about stocks as usual, and the market. We're going to be talking about the market, how the market closed, and different sectors, as well as what is driving the market and what we're expecting the coming week, and if it can potentially put us in a position where we bounce or fail. However, we got elections coming up, and it's going to be a very critical time to understand those positions, those stock, those companies that if for any reason the market decide to sell off, then you know which names and what particular stock or company you really want to add to your portfolio, or you know, exercise that willingness to know that these stocks are actually at a discount, and then I'll go on from there. Anyways, remember, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any stock or equity. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now, what we got going on is NVIDIA, the US economic calendar, as well as our sectors. Now, looking at the sectors, overall week performance, looking at right. We're looking at FinViz right now, and technology pretty much, and real estate, energy did bad, and they are in the red side, followed by some consumer defensive stocks, right? And looking at the green side, you know, you can see teleservices and entertainment, right? They are in the green side. Railroads as well, UNP is on the green side, and of looking at CROM, ABBV, Amazon, and Google, Visa as well. So all these are earnings play. So let's take a look at these companies that you can reposition or can add to your portfolio. But before then, let's look at the economic calendar. Right now we have this week's major economic calendar, and Fed's speakers on Monday, pretty much factory orders. Tuesday is US deficit, trade deficit, and ISM services. Wednesday we have the final US services PMI, followed by Thursday initial jobless claim, and of course the man of the hour, Jay Powell, will be speaking at 2:30 p.m. following his FOMC interest rate decision, if to increase rate or reduce rate or remain flat. Followed by that is consumer credit. Okay, Friday we're going to have consumer sentiment as well. If for any reason, whatever you want to take out of this video, just know that Thursday is going to be an interesting week after the election. Okay, so on Tuesday the reaction will be there following the US election. Okay, also we also have NVIDIA as well, that NVIDIA will join Dow 30 replacing Intel, right? So now we're looking at for Intel, pretty much it's been a devastating and crazy year for INTC, and they've really struggled and struggled in the area of semiconductor. However, price actually is below, you know, the $25 mark cap the $25 cap area that I expected. Intel's market cap is only 100 billion, but that's off from 282 billion in February 2020, according to Yahoo Finance. Or other than that, NVIDIA is set to actually join the Dow 30, and of course shares actually increased in price after hours. Looking at NVIDIA right now, you see how this really is actually shaping out. So I have this trend here, and that is actually what I'm expecting. 141, 142, and then we reject back down. But overall, look for momentum to come into this name, and so on and so forth on NVIDIA. Okay, so now let's get into our first stock, and before that, S&P. SPY, pretty much I'm looking at 3 levels here, and of course visited, of course, 585 and 575. I talked about it in my previous video. If we can't really move or push past this area, then we'll be revisiting 575. But however, market really surprised back into the 50 exponential moving average. So for now, we're going to be looking at price bouncing off of this based on NVIDIA news for momentum to the upside. If for any reason the news doesn't really capture this selling pressure here on SPY, we're going to be looking at 565 area, the needed support. Okay, so keep an eye out on SPY. If momentum comes in, J Power, of course, we're going to be looking at 590 in the coming days if J Power actually watch the market and give us good trade there. Next stock is going to be Team as well. Of course, we're looking at this beautiful candle right here. Overall 81% on RSI, and this is a flag gap up breakout here, and I'll be looking for more in terms of support at 220. If it does come, we're going to be looking for more to the upside, but for now we are extended on that name. These are some of the stocks that you can easily hold for that long-term play, right? So let's get into the next one. NVIDIA, of course, we already talked about NVIDIA, that I am actually looking for more support around this area. So I'll be looking for support here, and support did come, and we actually, after hours, right around the 145 area. 145 breaks, NVIDIA can continue even to 150 on the long run, being that they were included in Dow 30, right? So keep an eye out on that name. Overall, we're also going to talk about SMCI really much. This is going to be a hope bottom bounce play, looking for bounce play around $25 on that name. Also Microsoft pretty much we're looking for levels here on Microsoft. Looking at this, this is our trend right here, and we got that resistance, and we support right around this area. We failed that area. 410 support. I did pick some up for my actually long-term account, so I'll be looking for more to the upside, at least to reclaim the 200 exponential moving 200 SMA there. Apple as well reported and actually got beaten down. Sales pretty much, and also revenue. They're very solid in my opinion for a long-term hold. Just look for that pullback position entry right there. So 220, that is going to be support. If it doesn't hold 220, then we're going to be looking at 215 in the coming days on Apple, also based on election. Tesla, other than that, we're looking at support levels on Tesla. I really don't like this stock much anymore, because we've always been having this crazy gap up and gap down. For now, I'm looking at support at 248, 245 as our support. If it does hold, then we're good around this area for the momentum push to the upside. As soon as we actually have, if for any reason catalyst comes into the name. Meta as well, SHW also was actually included as well. Dow 30, NVIDIA, and SHMY, they kick out Intel. Support is 357. And of course, I was expecting price back down to 335, 330 area, but we didn't get that until we got that news about Dow. Looking at SHWA, close that. That's you right there. Looking at that field right there to that spot, 378, 377. That is that spot right there. So we are right around that 380 spot for the resistance on the name on that inclusion. As Sam's Boston Beer as well, looking at 200 moving average support. We broke through, got into resistance right around the 305 area, pulled back into 200 moving average, fell down to the 20 exponential moving average. Now we need to support that. If this support does hold, we'll continue to the upside. BMY, also another long-term play to keep an eye out on. Right now we're looking at that beautiful trend break to the upside right here. Don't mind my drawing, guys. Looking at that trend break to the upside inside day. So I'll be looking for confirmation there on that candle. So I'll be looking for confirmation either to the upside or of course to the downside. So keep an eye out on that name. Eli Lilly as well. Beautiful revisit, right? We got this right there and this, and now we got this only to bounce back up into the 200. Failing 200 moving average right now, 800. That is going to be the next spot for my consideration. PICO as well, PCOR. Right now on this one we're looking at $70, and we've been fighting the 200 moving average here with solid 67-68 as that level. For now I'll be expecting some momentum push to the upside based on volume, based on RSI. CAT, this is Caterpillar. Right now downtrend break is expected if for any reason our uptrend there 374 holds as a support. All right. NEE, looking at support right here. We're back revisiting our breakout spot. All right, so every breakout resistance spot equally, once it breaks out, now this area becomes our support. Okay, used to be resistance, now it's now support. Looking at this area, $77 spot on. JP Morgan as well is another name to consider when the market decides to pull down, pull lower to the low side. So we're looking at JP Morgan every time we take a really good dip and it bounces back to the upside. So right now we got this flag. If this flag for any reason fail, we bounce lower, you know, I myself will be picking some up for the long haul. UNH as well, looking at 567 and 571 as the resistance for this to actually cross. Boeing as well is another name to actually put down there in your portfolio. Looking at this move and still consolidating around 150, 155, 160 area for the long run. DUK, nothing pretty much on this, just support, back to support. BX, Blackstone, we're looking at the flag again. Where's the flag? We're still looking at that flag right there. Break either to the upside or to the downside. So keep an eye out on Blackstone. For any reason price decide to pull back down, we're going to be looking at the 50 area, which is the 50 exponential moving average, 155, 154.50 as our support zone, right? ELV as well, right now bearish flag with gap to fill. Look for some momentum, some boom bounce play up here as well on that name. Adele, that is also finding support at the 200 moving average with resistance at the 135, which is that trend right there, and we're looking for some action to come into the name. Anyway guys, the remaining chart I'm going to post them up on my stock tweet and on Twitter X account. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, guys. Peace and love, guys. Bye bye.